lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Thank you, Raina, for singing that so beautifully. Now let's head to Pennsylvania with Pastor Zach Woods for today's invocation.
Hello, and I am excited to offer today's invocation for the competition today. Before we dive into some Sim Rap Guy Cup Series action, let's spend a moment in prayer together, shall we? Let's pray together. Almighty God, I thank you for the opportunity to pray over the competition tonight, to pray over those who are in the booth, to pray over those who pour into so much time and effort to make this Cup Series go around. Lord, I thank you that you have blessed the competition with the means to come together under their shared passion of racing and competition tonight. Lord, we cannot do this honorably without your help. And so as tensions rise and maybe angers flare, I pray that you might bless the field with a sense of fairness, a spirit of calmness, and yet one that still spurs upon competition. We want to honor you with how we act and how we drive, how we broadcast, and how we show our passions this evening. And so, Lord, I pray that whether we are at a super speedway or a short track, an intermediate, or anywhere in between, oh Lord, wherever the setting might take us, let us race honorably. We ask of that blessing tonight. We ask that we might honor your name and who we are and how we race. And all the glory and the honor of tonight's broadcast goes to you. We thank you, God, for the opportunity to meet new friends, to share in passions of racing, and to make this time about you. In your Son's name we pray, in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Pastor Zach. Now let's head trackside with Lugo the Lugnut for today's command to start your engines. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Hello race fans, and welcome to Sim Racing Media. We are live here at Homestead Miami Speedway, the EOL Race Rap Guy Cup Series Championship Weekend. Top it off hot sauce 265 here at Homestead. Liam Irving up in the booth with Alan Bergen. Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Liam. It's fun to be here tonight. It's Championship Wednesday here with the EOL Rap Guys Cup Series, and what better way to end the season here with the Top It Off Hot Sauce 265 here at Homestead. Liam, I know this track next to Indy holds another special place near and dear to your heart, but nonetheless, 175 laps, 5 sets of tires, fuel windows around that 75% range, and we're gonna see a lot of great action here tonight. Tonight is the night where we're gonna leave it all on the table, and well, we're going to leave it all on the field. It's championship night. It's record rejectors. You're going to win the race.
Yeah, we absolutely are. Take a look at your championship grid here. Those drivers in green are the ones racing for the championship. Noah Jackson, Brock Whitehead, Peyton Holland, and Tom Bourne. Winner takes all. Gonna be a fun one here as we get ready for the grid. Noah Jackson going to be on the pole here today. He's going to have Greg Wood Jr. to his outside. 20 drivers ready to roll here in Homestead. And now it's time for our starting lineup. Noah Jackson on the pole with Greg Wood Jr. to his outside. We got Ryan White with Peyton Holland in row number 2. Tom Bourne, Brandon Cooper make up row number 3. Caleb Collins and Brock Whitehead make up row 4. Dalton McKinney and Matt Davies in the top 10. Followed by Chris Hubka and Jeff Kleinsma. Christian Rose and Zach Woods making up row number 7. Ricky Gonzalez and Patrick McQuaid in row number 8. Charles Whitehead and Johnny Williams. Picking up row number 9, and Adam Stewart and Bill Hagan round out the field of 20 here today. It'll be 175 laps at Homestead. A little bit different for qualifying this week. We had an open qualify. Kind of unintentional, but so we'll see what we've got going our way. A little bit of a delay before the start. We're going to get our top 4 lined up in the front of the field for a ceremonious pace lap. So Noah Jackson, Brock Whitehead, Peyton Holland, and Tom Bourne at the front of the field. Those are the 4 drivers fighting for this championship. Well, it's definitely been a wild season, start to finish. We've seen some heartbreaks. We've seen some heart-stopping action. Now we've got 175 laps to wrap it all up for us here at Sim Racing Media for the Race Wrap Guy Cup Series. Coming to the green flag and the Top It Off Hot Sauce 265 here in Homestead, Miami. Pace car's going to make that hard left turn, and as these guys get ready to drive it off into the sunset for the final time, the Milwaukee Tools green flag is in the air to start the race.
We're already 3 wide, Liam. You know, here comes Noah Jackson out to the early lead in turn number 1. Peyton Holland bringing up the outside line, and well, we got a drag race going on. Greg Wood Jr. gonna try to lead this opening lap here.
Peyton Holland getting up into the wall already, trying to go high, wide, and handsome. He's going to take over the points lead for right now. Getting in front of Noah Jackson, moves down to the inside of Greg Wood Jr. He's going to try to take away the race lead. Slides up the racetrack. Wood able to use that outside lane, keep the foot in the throttle. That little bit more banking he's got. You see Ryan White in the 34 trying to make a move. He just took away 4th place from Tom Bourne.
Here comes Noah Jackson. He's looking to the inside.
Jackson really able to paint that white line. He's going to get in front of Peyton Holland for just a moment. Holland gets the wall once again. You don't want to do that too early here, Alan, because it'll really disrupt the way that your car handles.
Definitely, tonight we're going to be driving off to the sunset. Here is the coming off turn 4. I've never personally been to Miami, Liam. You have, and you could probably give us a little bit more insight on how brutal driving down that front straightaway is going to be for some of these drivers as we continue to work off into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, you get into those moments where the sun is just completely blinding you into the corner, and you've almost got to go based off of feel when you turn in. Noah Jackson trying to work that bottom side. Making pretty good work on Greg Wood Jr., but he's unable to make the pass happen. Johnny Williams has had a problem. Looks like he's gone to the pit lane.
That's the way you want to end the season, but You know, he's on pit road. Hopefully he'll get that thing fixed up and get back out. Noah Jackson's still running in that second position though. And here comes Peyton Holland, who's putting it on the high side, up against the wall, running that Kyle Larson line. He's not going to be able to complete that pass.
No, and he's been really aggressive up on the outside, getting up into the wall. That's really going to be detrimental for him. He's got to try to keep it as close as possible, but do not make contact with that wall. As now you see Noah Jackson goes down to the inside, try to take the race lead away from Greg Wood Jr. Not going to be able to get it done that time. The outside lane for that 67 just a little bit too strong.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best here. That outside lane just a little too strong. It'll almost sucker you in there. But nonetheless, you can get right up there. You can make a lot of speed up there if you know how to run the outside there.
All right, so we'll have that down there in the corner.
Good job.
Woo. Noah Jackson able to take over the race lead. Now Holland going to try to follow him. Holland taking his first venture down to the bottom of the racetrack. Misses the bottom. He's going to slide up to the middle. Gives Tom Bourne the opportunity to get down to his inside. Tom Bourne try to take away. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Try to take away second place in the standings. That's not a live picture you see at the bottom. That's just the 4 drivers that we're worried about and what their margins were getting into the final race here. So that's not live as it goes. Right now, Noah Jackson would have the championship lead leading this race. Peyton Holland would be in second, Tom Bourne in third, Brock Whitehead fourth. Whitehead sitting in the 7th position. Only 1.7 behind the race lead, though, as now these guys still side by side. Down the back straightaway, Peyton Holland, Tom Bourne.
I just wonder if Tom Bourne would have a shot if Noah Jackson, like his internet just like imploded and Tom Bourne was to win the race. But looking at these standings, I really don't see a pathway for Tom Bourne other than he has to win it out.
Well, it is, it is a win, and I believe it's winner takes all here. So like I said, those points numbers that we're seeing on the corner, those are just the margins of what got them into the Final Four. But the best finisher of this race is going to win the championship.
I believe Danny Hamlin got burned on that last season.
He sure did.
Nonetheless, here we are at lap 10 of 175. 9 laps in the history books. Noah Jackson still leading this piece by 0.36 seconds. That's not a lot of time on the racetrack. However, here comes Tom Bourne in that 3rd position. And Brock Whitehead's got some ground to make up. He's currently running 8th. And, Liam, I have the distinct feeling that in November, you're going to be making your way down to Miami, Florida.
I'm definitely hoping to. Should be a fun race to go to. I've always enjoyed the racetrack down there. We shall see.
Does Spider-Man make a visit if you go?
Yeah, probably not. It was Halloween. That's why Spider-Man came out. So that was a pretty good time. As Whitehead moves down to the inside of Matt Davies. Going to move himself back up into the 7th position after 11 laps here completed. Still a long way to go. 164 more circuits around this 1.5-mile oval in Homestead, Florida. Just about a half hour south of Miami. Southwest a little bit of downtown Miami.
The shack used to be shaped like Indianapolis with the 4 corners. It's a mini Indy.
And they reconfigured the racetrack after John Nemechek passed away.
Yep.
Then they reconfigured it again in 2003 to give it this progressive bank, and that is what we've been working with ever since. And in my opinion, it is one of the greatest tracks that NASCAR runs at every single time, every season.
So does every championship race every year.
Noah Jackson, still about 0.3 of a second is his race lead over Greg Wood Jr. Tom Bourne trying to close in there in third place. Peyton Holland under fire from Ryan White. Brandon Cooper right there as well. Brock Whitehead in 7th, just trying to keep everybody in front of him where he can see him.
Noah Jackson back in the lead here. 0.25, that's a quarter of a second over Greg Wood Jr. He would love to win that race.
Would start to close in just a little bit more, and yeah, he'd like to steal a win from these guys. He knows they're racing for a title. He doesn't care.
Think about this. How cool would it be to see Noah Jackson win the race that sponsors his car? You know, the Top It Off Hot Sauce 265. He wins this thing. He rides off into the sunset as a champion.
Well, that's certainly the dream. That's what he's planning on doing. That's what he's working on right now. But Peyton Holland looks like he's going to be under fire here as these two drivers still trying to find a couple of different lanes to get around that 18. He's got himself a little bit of a gap as they get side by side behind. Ryan White really trying to work that inside lane to make something happen on the 18. Peyton Holland, nothing doing yet.
I like that
Nice
number
run
34
in the middle
car.
of the corner there. Holland able to keep that momentum, keep the power down up on the outside.
You know, Liam, just thinking about Ryan White here in that 34 car, you know, he has showed up for some big moments here with the EOL rap guys. You know, I go back to that race in Watkins Glen with him and Mark Gonzalez, and I mean, that was a heartbreaker there. I mean, just everything had gone right for Ryan White the whole night, and
No, yes
just
and
to
no.
lose
I
it.
mean, he found himself in a pretty exuberant circumstance there on the last lap with Gonzalez making a few mistakes, spinning out in the bus stop. Definitely gave Ryan White the chance to get there, and he gave it everything he had. Unfortunately, still came away P2. Right now, he's side by side with Brandon Cooper. Cooper looking to take away the top 5. Brock Whitehead not too far behind. He's working that inside lane, trying to get to the inside of White. Tom Bourne looking down to the inside of Greg Wood Jr. for second. Oh, Wood's going to tag the wall a little bit, almost contact. Coming up off of turn number 2. Dead even drag race down the back. Brandon Cooper side by side with Peyton Holland as well.
Yeah, lap 20, 19 laps in the history books. Tom Bourne going to slide up in front of Greg Wood Jr. And he's going to ride off to the sunset. Greg Wood Jr. got to put the whip to the horse and try to get back around that 16 car.
While Holland was able to keep the 54 behind him for the time being. Cooper looking hungry there in the top 5.
Looks like Johnny Williams made his way back out on the racetrack. Got whatever damage he had fixed, fixed. So
Do just want to give a quick shout out to Hubka here. This is I believe his first race back since he lost his father, and we just want to say, Chris, we've been thinking of you these last couple weeks. Thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, and it's good to see you back out onto the racetrack, even Even if it is for just the final race of the season, we're glad to have you back out on the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, racing with heavy hearts these last couple of weeks, and well, definitely. You know, they say racing's probably the best medicine when you're feeling down or feeling blue, and or even when you're sick. But you know, he nonetheless he's back out here, and I'm sure he would like to finish the season strong. And
Greg Wood Jr. might have got up into the wall. He's losing a ton of positions. He got passed by Peyton Holland, got passed by the 54, Brandon Cooper. Got Ryan White looking to his inside now, and Brock Whitehead, you know, is going to be all over that once he gets the opportunity.
let's say, don't think he's losing position just yet. He's actually closing in on Brandon Cooper there in a 54 car. Now he has caught the jet. Okay, he's gonna catch the wall there. I would call that a chef's kiss, if anything. But I mean, he's steadily catching these guys.
Whitehead still looking to move forward in this field. He's been at the tail of our championship drivers all race long so far. Ryan White gets up into the wall. Greg Wood Jr. just in front of him. Brock Whitehead tries to get down to the inside of White. Got there for a moment, but that outside lane, the momentum just carries the 34 past down the front straightaway. Now he's going to look down to the inside again. We're looking 3 wide here in turns 1 and 2. Do they stay 3 wide? Brock Whitehead gets a good corner exit. He's going to stay side by side with the 34, Ryan White.
Yeah, they're inside, outside. Brock Whitehead up 2 spots. Another one of those championship contenders. Really can't afford to have a bad day, but it seems like they are just, you know, right there with each other.
Yeah, we're looking at first, second, third, and fifth now. Is Brock Whitehead going to be able to get in front of Greg Wood Jr. momentarily? Greg Wood able to clear him back down the back straightaway, but Tom Bourne doing a phenomenal job just working over this 67 corner after corner, lap after lap. Greg Wood Jr. going to get right up into that wall. Just a little bit more of that chef's kiss like you were talking about. The chef's kiss for Brock Whitehead as he's able to move up into the top 5 for the first time here today. Now he's got about a second between him and Brandon Cooper. Gets around Brandon Cooper. The top 4 in the points will be the top 4 on the racetrack.
Brock Whitehead running this, and right now, I mean, you don't want to have an egregious moment, especially on championship night, when it's all on the line here. But nonetheless, Brock Whitehead still in the top 5. Noah Jackson has driven his way up to almost a 1 second lead. That's what we'll call it. It's 0.74, 3/4 of a second. You know, that's what we're gonna call it. But nonetheless, looks like we got some smoke, no fire.
Yeah, big smoke down the back straightaway. Looks like somebody had spun back up the racetrack, potentially Adam Stewart. Let's see if we can... see what we can see here. Oh, he got up into the outside wall pretty good.
Nice save.
So Stewart able to get it back to the pits to get that repairs taken care of. No caution necessary. Here comes Brandon Cooper coming up off of turn number 4. Good run coming up off the corner. Still not quite enough to get side by side with Holland. Battle here for third place. Continuing. I think that 54 is a little bit faster right now, but Peyton does not want to give up the third spot.
Yeah, exactly. Brandon Cooper.
Oh, he's going to give it up now. He's gotten up into the wall.
Yeah, Peyton Allen actually has a stand. Creole Chevalier and rooting on Peyton Allen. Number 3, Smoking like a cigarette boy. Don't let him overtake you, son. Okay, I'm putting 2 and 2 together there.
Cooper able to get around for third place. He's going to put his sights forward on Tom Bourne. Peyton Holland getting up into the wall once again.
Well, I tell you what, if Peyton Holland is going to get booed or bullied tomorrow for losing third. Look, bullying's just wrong.
Noah Jackson leads this race by about 2 seconds over Tom Bourne.
Well, out to a Sunday drive goes Noah Jackson. Oh, out of love. Okay.
Appreciate everybody who's tuning in here for the championship race. Still got pit stops coming our way. I'd imagine we probably see those within the next 10 to 15 laps.
Yeah, I was gonna say your pit stop match has been absolutely spot on these last couple of races. Lap 38 at 175. Noah Jackson continues to lead here. Tom Bourne up to second. Brandon Cooper riding in third. Fourth is Peyton Holland. Fifth, your top 5 is Brock Whitehead, and Ryan White is running in 6th position right now. So we are focused up here on the number 87 car of Noah Top It Off Hot Sauce Jackson.
Brock Whitehead has caught up to Peyton Holland. Gonna try to take away fourth. Oh, Holland gets loose. He's gonna need some work when he gets down a pit lane here.
Maybe. I don't know.
Brock Whitehead able to get in front of Holland. Peyton all over the back bumper of Whitehead.
Ooh, Brock Wyatt up to fourth.
Oh, Peyton into the wall hard. You can see that right front's got some damage to it. He's really going to try to reel that thing back in, keep it off the wall, and not do any more damage to the toe. His race is trending green. We're not super likely to see a bunch of cautions throughout the course of this one.
No, and I'm not surprised because this league prides itself on safety. I tell you what, right now, Chris Otto not in the field tonight. Neither is Joseph Grijalva. I'm born in the 16 car. That Milwaukee pack out, number 16 to be exact, here on lap 44. He's trying to run down. Oh, Greg Wood Jr. up at road.
Yeah, he's going to be the first one to try to make the stop. A little bit of an undercut action after falling off of the race lead. More pit stops happening up in the front here. Looks like your race leader, Noah Jackson, is... Well, it looked like he was slowing up, but Brandon Cooper in second. He's going to slow up for pit lane. Whitehead stays out. Ryan White, Ricky Gonzalez going to stay out as well. Tom Bourne and Peyton Holland have already come in. Noah Jackson still driving away.
I mean, there's not enough. There's not enough words you can say.
Brock Whitehead into the pits. When does your race leader peel off?
Hopefully soon.
Who knows how much he's got left in that tank? Caleb Collins, Dalton McKinney, Patrick McQuaid, all in the pits. Christian Rose coming in as well.
It's only going to leave 5 cars on the lead lap now.
Right now, Noah Jackson leads by 9 seconds over Ryan White, and he's coming into the pits this time. Easy entry here for the 87. He was really able to put down some good laps at the end of that run and really extend his gap. But those fresh tires. Some of these guys came in and took a few laps before Noah Jackson did. Could flip-flop this race around a little bit.
I mean, you're not wrong there, Liam. And I tell you what, Noah Jackson's probably one of the best at saving gas, saving that Sunoco race fuel. Here on lap number 50, he's going to come off pit road of 175. Going to bring it back through the gearbox. Brandon Cooper's going to go right on around.
Looks like Tom Bourne's going to be able to get by as well.
He's lap back to hard way.
Noah Jackson, he's going to have about 5 lap fresher tires than Tom Bourne does in front of him. Brandon Cooper, about 4 lap fresher tires. So that being said, he should have a little bit of an advantage already, just having fresher tires. He should be able to chase these guys down and try to take over the race lead once again. However, Tom Bourne is not going to be an easy pass, especially with the championship on the line. He's going to make him work for it, try to make him work those tires down a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to earn it tonight. I mean, the sun's starting to set on the Miami Homestead Speedway, and these lap times are only going to get faster and faster.
Jackson closing in on the back bumper of the 16. About 2 car lengths as they come up off of turn number 2. 5 lap fresher tires on this old abrasive surface can really make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, tires on any surface can make a difference, but especially on this one. When is
Jackson
Brandon
able
Cooper
to drive
going
in a little bit deeper than Bourne is. Tries to cut back down to the bottom and wrap that white line a bit better than the 16. Slides up the racetrack to get himself some more momentum off the corner, but not really able to close in too much. Bourne doing what he can to try to take away the line of Noah Jackson. Jackson, knowing he's got better tires, he's waiting until Tom Bourne kind of slides up out of his lane.
It's hard to get by Tom Bourne. Tom Bourne's not an easy car to pass. Here comes Noah Jackson. He's going to ride a high line. He's no longer content staring at a back bumper.
Jackson down to the inside. He got a good run coming up off of turn number 2. Bourne can't defend it. He's going to have to go in side by side and hope that he can pinch down that 87.
And these guys race with so much respect. I don't think he's going to have to pinch him, but they're going to drag race.
Someone slow down on the infield. I believe that was Bill Hagan. Maybe Charles Whitehead. Noah Jackson able to get around Tom Bourne, put him back into the championship lead, put him in second place on the racetrack, and the caution is out.
Oh, no.
Take a look here at the lap prior. First caution of the race.
And just You can see that 40 car just getting a little bit loosey-goosey right there down the back straightaway.
Huge hit to that inside wall after getting loose coming up off of 4. This is what I saw down on the inside as those leaders were driving past. Searching around the racetrack to see if there's anything else that might have brought that caution flag out. And no, it looks like it was Adam Stewart. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back with the restart.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Pace car's off. We're coming back pretty quick here. Green flag back in the air, sponsored by Milwaukee Tools. Just finished up our first Muffler Man caution period of the race. Brock Whitehead takes over the lead in the championship as Brandon Cooper drives away in the race lead. Cooper in the race lead. Top 5 single filed out. Dalton McKinney back there. First time we've seen his name up in the top 5 here today. Tom Bourne looking to the middle through 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. Going to try to make something happen here with this 46. Can't quite work the inside of the 34, but he's got the run on car 46. Peyton Holland just behind him. Looks like he had the opportunity to get a little bit of that damage repaired. Looking up to the outside of Dalton McKinney as Greg Wood Jr. gets a little bit loose, gets the wall in turn 2. Here comes Tom Bourne all the way down to the bottom of Ryan White. And look at Peyton Holland up on the outside. He's going to get up into the wall just a little bit, but he was able to get a twofer. Gonna try it again here on the outside. He said he got up into the wall there and had to back out. Didn't want to be trying to pull a video game move. But look at that drive. He gets into 3 up on the outside. He tags that wall a little bit. Oh, we got one sideways. Ricky Gonzalez around down the front stretch. Caleb Collins around as well. The caution should be coming out. Still green. Driver's not going to be happy about that situation there. Try to take a look here what happened to Ricky. He got a bump there from Davies, I think. Got him sideways, and then he got tagged there from the 60. Caleb Collins gets hard into the wall trying to avoid. Just nowhere for him to go. Noah Jackson was able to get back up into second place. He did not stop under that last caution flag. Matter of fact, none of your Championship 4 drivers did. Well, I take that back. Tom Bourne, Peyton Holland, they both did. But Noah Jackson and Brock Whitehead both stayed out under that caution. Oh, trouble. Around goes Greg Wood Jr., Jeff Kleinsmund, Patrick McQuaid caught up in that one as well. Problems on the racetrack, bringing out the caution for the second time today. Alan, you know what they say. Cautions breed cautions. Take another look here. Oh, Greg Wood kind of shoved the 14 up the racetrack and then came back down and the 15 clipped him. McQuaid didn't really have much of anywhere to go either. Make pit stops. It's like almost everybody's coming in. Tom Bourne gonna stay out. He just came in that last caution flag. Must be feeling pretty good.
Second caution here, lap number 68. We see the back half of the field come on the pit road and get those services, all important services. Get the fuel topped off one more time.
So Tom Bourne gonna lead this race. Peyton Holland up in second. Matt Davies, Brandon Cooper, Noah Jackson. Take a look. Tom Bourne, he took 4 tires 11 laps ago. Fuel only for the next 2 drivers. 4 tires the rest of the way down the field, along with some repairs. So we get doubled up for the restart once again. So Tom Bourne and Peyton Holland, 2 championship contenders on a little bit older tires, make up the front row. Noah Jackson and Brock Whitehead make up row number 3. They both got 4 fresh tires. But Noah Jackson has been virtually unbeatable so far today. He has the most laps led by a good margin, if I do say so. 44 compared to Brandon Cooper's 17 at this stage in the game.
Yeah, Noah Jackson's looking to keep that car right where he feels like it belongs, and that's out front in that clean air. We're getting ready to come back to green for another restart.
All right, pace car makes that hard left turn once again. Green flag back in the air. The muffler man caution is over, and the Milwaukee Tools green flag is back in the air. 106 laps to go as we take this green flag to the top of the racetrack. Once again goes Peyton Holland, no surprise. Here comes Brock Whitehead working his way up through the middle. Holland gets up into the wall. Whitehead able to get up into third.
What I love about championship night is you leave it all on the table. Leave it all out on the field here. It's weird. Just 6 laps away. Now make it 5 laps away from 100 to go.
And Alan, one thing that these cautions have kind of helped us with, they've helped to progress that time. The sun is gone. That glare is virtually gone. We're going to be getting under the lights here, and that means this track is going to change even more. Is that going to potentially change who's fast here as this track cools down and grips up a little bit more?
Yeah, you're 100% correct. I mean, look, there's going to be comers and goers all night. And you're going to see different people in the lead. Some people drive a tighter race car just a little bit better than they do a looser race car during the evening hours. Brock Whitehead continuing to ride behind that 54 car of Brandon Cooper.
Yeah, but the more
Peyton Holland.
The more he stays stuck behind that car, the closer that 87 is going to be able to get. And the versatility out of that 87, Noah Jackson, he's able to run half a lane, a full lane higher, and make speed in that middle. We're not seeing a lot of guys make speed in the middle. So that bodes well there for car number 87 as he's trying to close in on his closest championship rival. Brock Whitehead sits 4th on the racetrack, 3rd in the standings.
Here's the thing about Noah Jackson I've seen so far to the first 72 laps of this race. He can virtually put that car just about anywhere and make up time. He's not worried about being back there in 5th position because he knows he's got the car. He knows where the lines are, and he knows where to put that car when he needs to put that car in different spots.
Doing a pretty good job of it right now behind that 31. Now he's trying to get a little bit lower, trying to get some air to the left side of that nose. Whitehead does a pretty good job of covering it. Jackson's going to have to let off just a bit in the center of the corner, and that allows Whitehead to kind of drive away a little bit. Starting to feel some of the toe off of the 54, but the closer he gets, the more dirty air he's going to be feeling, and that's going to cause him to have to let up in the middle of the corners, allowing Jackson to kind of close back in on him. He's going to try to change up his line a little bit, see if he can find a quicker way than what the 54 is doing in front of him right now, so he can try to work around, make that pass. Right now, he's doing exactly that. 54 goes middle, 31 sticks to his gun, stays on the inside lane, and makes up time.
Making up time is exactly what he's doing. Tom Bourne is leading this piece by about a half a second. There he is. There's Tom Bourne.
Sorry, I was trying to get it to him. It just took me a moment.
And Liam, we're going to have a special guest here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The Devil Charger himself is going to make an appearance here on Championship Night.
Goodness. Doesn't get more exciting than that. Brandon Cooper still trying to work the inside of Peyton Holland. Holland working that Welch's Grape Ghost Energy car. Brock Whitehead able to drive a little bit away from Noah Jackson at this moment. Still trying to close in on car 54 in front of him. But a 3/10 gap on either side of that 31 front to back. Tom Bourne continues to lead this race. Side-by-side battle for second has been intense basically from the drop of the green flag. Cooper knows he's one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. He sees that 87 behind him. He knows he's got to try to pass these two cars in front before Noah Jackson can close in. That Noah Jackson machine has absolutely been one of the dominant cars, the class of the field.
Yeah, there he is, Tom Bourne, Peyton Holland, as they were watching right now. That Ghost Energy number 18 Toyota Camry, who continues to run in that second position, about a half second back from Tom Bourne and closing in a hurry.
Yeah, these lap times really starting to favor Peyton Holland compared to Tom Bourne. Last time by, it was a couple hundredths in the favor of Bourne, but Peyton Holland been closing back in. Well, it seems like Tom Bourne has seen that and has started to kind of like the Wick himself. That time by, he was a 10th quicker.
Oh, Noah Jackson. He's only a second and a half back.
And now he's ripping the fence. He's trying something new.
Well, you know.
Oh, we got trouble on the racetrack.
Caution.
Matt Davies around off of turn 2.
That's one dented beer can.
Well, we don't know how dented it is. It looks all right from this side. A little bit of dent on the front, though. It's not the Dente he wants to be riding. See what
I love
here.
it.
Looks like he's all on his own. Oh, he's going to get that seam. It could really upset the car if you stay in between those two. Oh, man, that's a hard hit. If you stay in between those two kind of strips of paved asphalt, you can see that seam in between them. That's actually a spot where the banking changes. So there's about a 2-degree difference in banking from that middle lane up to the outside. And that can really upset the car. It's almost like if you get up onto the apron, it'll mess up your car. It'll mess up the handling.
Oh, without a doubt.
It completely throws off the weight shift of the car, where the weight is settled on these cars. And Matt Davies gave us a good example of just how on edge these cars are. Brandon Cooper, Ryan White staying out. Noah Jackson, Peyton Holland coming into the pits.
Kind of mixed bag of pit stops, if you will.
Yeah, we're about 5 laps away from halfway. I'm thinking some of these guys, maybe they're coming in for fuel only, but potentially thinking they could get to the end on one more stop from here. So Noah Jackson, Dalton McKinney, Chris Hubka, those guys took fuel only. Everybody behind them, Tom Bourne, Brock Whitehead, Peyton Holland, elected to take 4 tires. Chris Rose, Jeff Kleinsma, and Ricky Gonzalez involved in that 4-tire pit stop situation as well. Matt Davies still getting some repairs done, along with Zach Woods in the 60 and Charles Whitehead in the 40. Whitehead is the first driver being scored at 1 lap down. We'll see if Woods and Davies can get out of the pits to stay on the lead lap here. Looks like Davies is going to be able to. Keeping an eye on Zach Woods, that 60 machine. Looks like he is going 1 lap down.
Yeah, definitely championship night though, but nonetheless, we still got a score to settle here. So the field is lined up 2 by 2 by 2 behind that iRacing.com pace car. It's going to be Ryan White, Brandon Cooper on the front row. Noah Jackson, Dalton McKinney is going to make up row number 2. iRacing.com pace car gets ready, peels off. Brandon Cooper with the button. We're Green Flag Racing here in Miami.
Outside lane did not get a good start there. Tom Bourne moves down to the inside of Ryan White. Now Noah Jackson under fire for Ryan White as well. White, the first driver on 4 fresh tires, going to make quick work. Move to the outside of that 87. Tom Bourne trying to follow suit on the outside. Peyton Holland a little bit towards the back. You know he's going to go straight up next to that wall. He's trying to make a move on the outside of Ricky Gonzalez. Not quite able to make it happen here as here comes Tom Bourne to the inside. Ryan White gets into the wall trying to stay behind Noah Jackson. Jackson tries to block there, the 16. Now Tom Bourne moves down to the bottom of the racetrack, painting that white line. He's going to be side by side with Noah Jackson coming up off of turn number 2, but the momentum going to favor that 87 down the back straightaway. Can Bourne keep his nose to the inside? Not quite. He's going to try the outside here in turns 3 and 4. To the outside of the 87 he goes. Can he get that momentum down the front straightaway and set himself up a pass?
He's working on it real hard there, Tom Bourne. This is the first time that he hasn't led. Noah Jackson going to the outside. He's going to look on the outside of Brandon Cooper in the 54 ride. Tom Bourne's going to battle back. He's going to get that spot away from Noah Jackson. And boys, we got us a race on our hands.
Yeah, Tom Bourne taking over the points lead as we approach the halfway point in this race. A little bit of a blinky moment there for Tom Bourne, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, as we had the duck sound of approval, courtesy of Liam's nose.
I do apologize for that. I thought I hit the button on my mic to... You know, Mike Joyce got his cough button. I thought I hit that, but I must have missed it.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay.
Jackson trying to work the inside now on Tom Bourne. He was able to work the inside so well throughout the first half of this race. And I know it's got to just be the tire difference that's got Tom Bourne such an advantage right now. But even then, Noah looks really strong on these older tires up at the front of the field.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta...
Sorry, go ahead.
You're going to have to do a stint with old tires. There's no way around it. Lap 89 of 175. Tom Bourne drag racing Brandon Cooper for the lead in turns number 1 and 2. Get ready to come down the back straightaway. Make it the front straightaway.
Lead this lap by a half a car length. Brandon Cooper trying to come back on the outside, but that 16 just a little too strong right now. Going to be able to go into the race lead. Noah Jackson up into the wall as he's trying to defend now from Brock Whitehead.
Bourne, Cooper, Jackson, that's your top 3 right now. Thankfully, in the virtual world, we get no rain.
Well, I bet Tom Bourne's wishing it would right now that we're past halfway.
I mean, the race would be official, and well, he'd be the champ.
Can you imagine if there was rain delays for, like, us?
Oh, goodness gracious. That would be so long.
long as it can take the track to drive.
I mean, then we could have a virtual Juan Pablo Montoya run into the back of the jet dryer.
Hey, I will not take any Juan Pablo Montoya slander. He's a 2-time Indy 500 champion, and his car broke. Okay?
Hey, I'm not slandering anybody. I'm just saying.
Effing broke. He'd have Jimmy Jam in that car, and he wouldn't have been able to keep it off of the jet dryer. It broke. I will die on that hill. Juan Montoya is a phenomenal race car driver.
He is. And I felt like when he was racing for the win at Indy, that one got stolen from him due to a stupid penalty on pit road.
Well, I mean, he definitely committed the violation, but it was very, very heartbreaking how many times that situation happened. Like, Juan Montoya should have probably won like 2 or 3 Brickyards, but
Yeah.
he sped on pit road every time.
I mean, he is an Indy 500 champion.
He is, 2 times.
Now, myself, I'm a Joseph Newgarden fan all day long. Hands down, the GOAT of IndyCar racing right now.
I wouldn't say he's the GOAT. I mean, Palou is pretty phenomenal right now, and Scott Dixon is honestly probably the GOAT. But Nugs is one of, if not the best to do it at short ovals, and every single time he graces the wheel behind, every time he graces us with his presence behind the wheel at a track like Gateway or Iowa or Milwaukee, you know you're in for a good show. Him and Will Power.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would even put Alex Palou in that conversation, too.
I don't want to, but I guess I will.
I mean, look, Palou, Will Power, and Joseph Newgarden, top 3 right now. They're all putting on a show.
I'd argue that Kyle
But
Kirkwood's up there, too.
You could put him in that argument. But nonetheless, right now, the show right now is Brock Whitehead and that number 31 car up 4 positions. Tom Bourne continuing to lead this piece with a 0.87 second gap as we go on board looking out the back bumper of Tom Bourne's car. Okay. I like that view. There's the eyeball test. That's what 0.8 of a second looks like.
Yeah, riding up here on the roof, you can see over the spoiler of Tom Bourne. A little bit of side-by-side action further behind this crew. Whitehead able to get around Noah Jackson. Jackson going to try to cross him over. Don't want to block too far down there. We've seen what happens. Jackson trying to fight back. Fights hard on the inside. Going to try to slide up, use as much racetrack as Whitehead will allow, and he gets himself some pretty good momentum down the back straightaway. Jackson might be able to take it back down the back here. Let's check up just a little bit on the bottom. Gonzalez starting to close in. But Whitehead wasn't really able to get the run that he needed coming up off of the corner. And now here comes Peyton Holland working his way up to the outside of Ricky Gonzalez.
Yeah, they're almost 3 wide here. And Liam,
this is going to get tight.
Ooh, ooh.
That's about the first time we've seen our championship competitors hit, but Noah Jackson trying to get everything he can. He saw that 18 was closing in. He knew he had to try to get what he could. It's Peyton Holland, rim riding around the outside, all but scraping that wall. I think he got it a couple times.
Yeah, Peyton Holland there ripping the lip, but one person that's going to be really ripping the lip here in the broadcast booth, Mr. Matt Metler, the double charger himself, into the broadcast booth he comes. Matt, it's Liam and Alan up here in the booth. I don't think he hears us.
Well, we'll just let him take a moment to get himself settled in. You know Matt, we know Matt. He'll jump in when he's good and ready, and he's going to have something good to say for it. As we work this championship race here, Brock Whitehead is able to get around Noah Jackson. That puts him into 3rd place on track, 2nd place in the standings. Tom Bourne continues to lead this race by just about 9/10 of a second. over Brandon Cooper. And Matt, I know you've spent a lot of time racing with these guys. What could be running through their minds in terms of focus for this championship, talking about these top four?
He might have us.
Thought I saw his mic moving. All right, now we will just let him jump in whenever he wants.
Well, I can tell you what, one thing right now is this topping off hot sauce. You got to get you a bottle, Liam. I might gift you a bottle for Christmas.
Yeah, definitely going to have to. Is Peyton Holland able to get around Ricky Gonzalez, puts him into the top 5, and has no one between him and his closest championship competitors right now. Good run off of 4.
He might be moving around down there.
Tom Bourne extending his lead. It's 1.15 seconds now. Last time by, he was 0.2 quicker than Brandon Cooper. Remember, Tom Bourne came in, took 4 tires on lap 82 under that caution flag. Brandon Cooper, he took 4 tires. That was 35 laps ago at lap 67. So he's got a lot of time on his tires, and I'm honestly impressed with how well he's been able to stay with, Tom Bourne here in the 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom Bourne out to a 1.23 second lead. We call it a second and a quarter. I mean, Tom Bourne's got a mindset of winning this championship. I mean, there's 3 other drivers that think they can win it also.
Well, that's just the thing, Alan, Matt, when you jump into a situation where the best finisher goes home with the championship, you've really got to throw together a perfect race. And Noah Jackson seemed to be on pace to do that in the first half, but this track has definitely changed as, oh man, McKenny gets sideways coming up off of turn 2.
Sun drop, that sun drop number 46, he saves it. And Liam, we learned this season that sun drop originated in St. Louis.
We did a little bit of history lessons on some stuff, and sun drop. It's a good soda.
Dale Jr.'s
good
favorite,
soda.
yeah.
Good citrusy soda.
Dale Jr.'s favorite drink.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Dale Jr. for a little while, he got me on those vodka sun drops.
Never had one.
It's simple, but it's good.
It's a simple thing in life. But here, Dalton McKinney still runs inside the top 10. The best run he's had all season. Wants to close out his season here with a high note.
Peyton Holland trying to run to the outside of the 87 Noah Jackson. Oh, Jackson got up into the wall. Holland going to jump down to the bottom. Going to try the slider into 3.
Maybe. Noah Jackson going to go to the top shelf and try to rip the lip around the speedway.
Where mama hides the cookies, am I right?
That's what Matt says. I don't necessarily think you'd hide the cookies on the top shelf. Unless,
well, you do that because children are short.
Mama hides the cookies. That's how it goes.
There he is.
Absolutely right.
It's because the children are short. You will hear if they grab a stepladder.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me up here with you guys. I know tonight's kind of a milestone for both of you as Tom Bourne's out there leading. But I couldn't let you guys leave the broadcast booth, well, at least on the SRM side of things, without all of us getting the van together at least one final time. So why not EOL? Why not right now?
Yeah, Matt, and I tell you what, we are seeing an absolute banger of a championship fight. Peyton Holland, Brock Whitehead, Tom Bourne, and Noah Jackson all in the top 6. We've seen Noah Jackson lead the first 40 or so laps of this race. Now he's fallen back to 6th place in traffic on a different tire strategy. Took fuel only that last time. And Matt, like I was saying, I'm pretty impressed with some of these guys who are on these older tires, able to stay within a tenth or two per lap of the guys who came in and took tires at lap 82. I mean, that's about a 15 lap difference on tires. You'd expect a little bit more fall off at that point, but looking at the top two, a 31.71 from Tom Boren compared to a 33.71 compared to a 33.89. I know it's 0.2 difference, but still pretty good on those tires for being, well, we're over 40 laps old now.
Well, you know, this racetrack here, especially under the nighttime conditions, the track surface is not as hot, so it's going to be more forgiving on those Dr. Feelgoods. And another thing you have to take into consideration here is we got a battle going on the racetrack. Ricky Gonzalez starting to pour the pressure on Peyton Holland, and he's going up to the high side. The 48 goes to the bottom, gentlemen. You know, EOL, even if you go back over the past 2 years, they've always ran reduced fuel in these next gens. And if you've been around these cars for a while, you know where I'm going with this. Reducing the fuel adds to a tight condition. These guys have been practicing this for a long time. You know, Peyton Holland's been in this league for at least 2 years. Brock Whitehead, Trey Whitehead, they've been here since, I believe, inception.
Thanks, Matt.
So these drivers are very good at this craft of maximizing the Dr. Feelgoods. I'm not surprised to see them doing this well right now. Certainly the conditions are favorable for that type of a scenario on the racetrack, but without question, some of these longtime veterans in the series, they've been practicing this for this moment right now as we focus in on the 87, or at least I am, of Noah Jackson, who continues to run in that 6th place position. It's all Tom Bourne up front. This man's always wicked fast here in that Chevrolet. But, you know, to your point, all of these drivers here deserve to be here tonight. I've had the opportunity to race on their teams, Hubka Motorsports last year, Whitehead Racing the year prior, and they couldn't have picked a better Final Four. Each one of these guys deserved to win, but as we all know, only one can put their name on that trophy, and that's why you got to stick right here to find out, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Matt. You said something there. You said you couldn't have picked a better Final Four. You could have had the College Football Playoff Association get together and vote, and this is probably the Final Four that they would have come up with. I mean, you got Tom Bourne, who's been phenomenal all season. Peyton Holland, bad fast. Noah Jackson has been absolutely lights out, and Brock Whitehead has been Mr. Consistency. I mean, these are 4 of the best to get it done week in and week out. And I know there's some other drivers that we wish could be racing for a championship right now, but like you said, only 4 can make it. Only 1 can win it. We've got ourselves a battle coming up here in these final 60 laps.
Yeah, final 60 laps here already. I believe we're in the midst of a pretty lengthy green flag run. As, you know, I'll tell you what, if you shift gears back to last year, that race car being driven right now by Brock Whitehead, if you change the base color to white, that's the same paint scheme that his brother won in, Trey Whitehead, last year. So seeing that 31 with those colors on it, the hair's starting to stand up on the back of my neck. He was bad fast last year, and he brought that paint scheme back. Very, you know, Trey Whitehead's always got a plan. And the minute I saw that paint scheme out here on the racetrack, I knew what he was up to. But Brock is doing his thing. He's solidified himself in that 3rd place position right now. Got a little bit of separation. I mean, Tom is kind of checked out on these guys. You know, he's, you know, on his own zip code right now. But as you said, you know, there's lean, mean, and green conditions on the racetrack. Everyone's on a little bit of a different strategy. So whoever plays their best hand could very well run away with, or I shouldn't say run away, but punch their ticket into the championship here in just a few, you know, could be an hour from now, or, you know, depending on how things trend. But getting back to your point, you know, Peyton Holland last year, you know, he really started to hit his stride about halfway through the season. He found another gear, and he just went beast mode, and he put himself into the championship forts. I'm not surprised to see him back here. You know, Brock Whitehead made his return last year about a quarter way into the season, and you know, he was nervous. I'll never forget this. He was nervous coming back. He wasn't going to be able to perform, and it didn't take him hardly a month and a half, and he was back to form. And here he is, trying to repeat or follow in his brother's footsteps. And just a lot of great racing going on the racetrack out there, here in the virtual Miami Homestead Speedway. Alan, who do you have picked to win this race? Who are you going with? What are your thoughts?
Well, right now it's the driver in that number 87 car who currently rides in 6th position. That would be Noah Jackson in the Top It Off Hot Sauce car. And, he's been bad fast all season long. He's had a couple of misfortunes, some connection issues, but nonetheless, he's been steady and he's been present inside the, he's there when it mattered. He come up clutch a couple times.
Well, I tell you what, Alan, top 3 is championship competitors, and then it's a couple of positions back to Noah Jackson, currently sitting in 6th. He was the fastest driver in the first half of this race. Right now, sitting back in some traffic, and that has proved to be a difficult task for that 87 machine. We know he's on older tires as well, as Brandon Cooper is the first one to come into the pits. This seems like he's risking it. Going to be going a little bit long here at the end. That's going to be about 56 laps he's going to try to go on fuel. I just don't see that being plausible. I think you want to try to get to at least 128 if you're going to make this to the end.
Liam, I agree with you 100%. I think this is a huge ask out of the 54 camp. However, Brandon, if I remember correctly, he's been a fuel mileage wizard, and I've seen him do some incredible things in that department. So perhaps he's saved his best work for last. We're going to, find out here. But already, as you mentioned, down pit row, he's going to try to take advantage of those pressure tires out there on the racetrack. We'll see how this all shakes out. But now, if you're these other guys, the championship for, you don't want to be caught out on the racetrack too long, right? You don't want to get caught sleeping when you're on those older Goodyear Eagles, when you have, a championship eligible and race win eligible driver out there on new shoes. So you have to be keen. You cannot go to sleep, especially right now.
I don't know if I could have said that any better myself. Once that window is open, you do not want to wait too long, because if we take a look at Brandon Cooper's last lap time.
Yeah, but Jackson lost the race. Cut you off there. Oh my God, it was almost a catastrophe for the 87.
Mud.
What a save.
I'm sorry.
See what happened here with the 87. He's going to get up onto that seam potentially. No. Oh, man, big time sideways down the back. Almost back up into the outside wall. Wow, Matt, that truly was a pucker moment.
It was, and I didn't even mean to cut you off there. If it wasn't, such a huge deal, I wouldn't have cut you off like that. But
hey, no hate, dude. That was well worth the cut off.
For the 87. But,
you do not save cars like that in the next gen. You do not have them pointed to the outside wall like that and not hit. Great driving there by Noah Jackson, showing why he made the championship for, because those moments like that do not faze him. He is able to just keep on rolling. He lost a couple of spots. He's got one more pit stop to try to get himself back up to the front.
Caution would certainly help his efforts, but he's not out of it. Still on the lead lap. And, the other thing we've learned over the years, Alan, Liam, you think, or you've thought you've seen these things play out so many times, right? You're for sure this driver's going to win. This is going to happen. How many times have we seen that "are you kidding me" moment, a yellow flag, whatever it be, and there's a completely different outcome? It's never over until that checkered flag flies.
I remember when Cody Ware spun at Kansas when they were coming to the white, and then Tyler stole the win from Denny.
That's right. There's a perfect example in real life as well.
Or here's another example. You guys remember at Homestead in 2021 or something, where Noah Gregson was leading with 2 to go, and then David Starr blows a tire right in front of him and wrecks him?
Oh, it felt like it was staged. It was...
Literally, dude. I'm like, there is no way Noah's going to lose this race. Next corner.
Here's probably the biggest one that I can remember. 2016, or was it 17 at Homestead, when Carl Edwards was robbed of a championship.
Oh, yeah, but see, iRacing's not going to call a caution for somebody getting loose off the corner.
Well, we hope not. It shouldn't happen, but that's just a real-life example. I was at that race. I was on the pit road. I was just in the 48 camps pit. They thought it was game over. I'm down there chilling by Joe Gibbs, and then the next thing you know, the flag comes out, and I'm telling you, everything changed with every person on that team. I was standing by the pit box. I have photos of it. I'll never forget it. Everything changed, and then the next thing you know, catastrophe. He's wrecked going into turn 1 in 7 time. As we're getting a report now that the 15 of Christian Rue is going to be coming down. I'm sorry, he's the 14, the 15. That's Jeff. Jeff Kinsley is going to be coming down this time. So we could have hit that window, Liam. Perhaps all these lead lap drivers going to be down sooner than later as we stay under green flag conditions here at Homestead.
Ricky Gonzalez able to take away second place away from Tom Bourne. Away from Peyton Holland, starting to chase down Tom Bourne. The 5.25 second gap between first and second, though. It is going to be a very tough ask here with just over 40 laps to go. Everybody here can make it. You're probably going to have enough for a green-white checker if necessary. But let's be real, if you're pitting now and we get to a green-white checker, odds are we're going to see some pit stops for tires if anybody's got them left.
Speaking of tires, Noah Jackson in the 87 entry for Hubka Motorsports on pit lane. No mistakes here. He's got his pit box in sight. Wants a clean entry, get all 4 tires in the box and locked in. You can't afford any mistakes here. Potentially final stop here for Noah Jackson. As he goes, he's got it lined up. He is in his box. The crew's going to come over the wall. Should be 4 tires here, or I would think. 2 Sunoco Racing Fuel. You got to make sure you get it full. Down and away. We wait on that jack and the fuel can. And pit stop complete. And I believe no penalties here for the 87. Liam, he is down and away.
Down and away. Good stop there for car number 87. Easy in, easy out. Tom Bourne, Peyton Holland, they're still out on the racetrack. But Brock Whitehead, he's in the pits. Going to make his final stop. Championship heating up. This is the money stop. Whitehead going to want to get down and away as quick as possible. Hopefully he can stay in front of that Noah Jackson machine. Tom Bourne, Peyton Holland, they come into the pits this time around. Tom Bourne trying to drive away with this championship. And Allen, remember, it was just last week. He was on the podium unsure of if he even made it. We were lucky enough to be able to tell him that he did. How cool would it be if he was able to come through and win this championship for that number 16 Milwaukee Tools crew?
That would be an awesome moment there for him to be crowned championship. But we know anything can happen at these races. That's why we watch them. Only 2 cars left on the lead lap here on this round of pit stops.
Ricky Gonzalez putting Tom Bourne a lap down. Ricky wants a caution right now.
I'm pitting this time.
Ricky on the radio in the 48 saying he is pitting this time by. So that will then allow Tom Bourne to return to the lead lap. Is the 48, I believe, the last car out there on the racetrack needing to pit or waiting to pit on this money stop here at Homestead. He is now on pit road. That should cycle the lead right back to Tom Bourne in that 16. And I'll tell you what, Liam, that guy was bad fast last year at times. And at one point, I thought he had a good shot at winning it. He just had a bad case of horrible luck. You know, he'd win a race one week, and the next thing you know, he was pointing straight up. You know, has that car interwoven into the fence in ways you couldn't think possible. But not surprised either to see Tom Bourne going for all of it here in that 16. Big-time Greg Biffle fan. You can tell by the font on his car. and he's always energetic and fun to interview. So you know if he comes through and win this thing, he is going to be absolutely lit like a tater chip in the interview. He's got that thing wound up to the heavens down the backstretch. Going to send it off here into 3 and 4, and he has almost a 3.5 second advantage over the 46 of Mr. Whip It Up, Dalton McKinney. If you're Tom Bourne, just, hey, another day in the park, baby.
No problem.
It's just you in the race car. Hit your marks. Don't overdrive it. And you should come out the other side here in very good shape, barring that one thing that waves with another color that I don't want to say, because the last thing I want to do here, guys, is invoke the broadcaster's curse.
Well, look, if you see the yellow, that means we're going to the muffler man, and if you see a muffler man yellow, it's usually not good. But nonetheless here, lap 136 of 175, 135 laps in the history books. How about Dalton McKinney? You know, I got to call a modified race that he was in. And here he is. Liam put 2 and 2 together right off rip. You know, and that's how Dalton McKinney's so good at racing these race cars. I believe dirt racers can race these cars very loose and still be okay, because it requires a lot of throttle control.
Hit the nail on the head there, Alan. It certainly does. And I'll back you up on that. I know for certain McKinney can manhandle this car under loose conditions. And that's always a fun dynamic I like, especially in a fixed setup, because, you know, EOL kind of runs a schedule that opposes the official. So sometimes you'll catch a setup where the car is a little bit extra loose, and you'll see a little bit of a different machine at the front of the field. The guys that know how to get up there on the wheel. Speaking of that, look at the 18 Rip It, the fence. He's got a huge amount of steam coming to the start-finish line. The 18 has it lit. The excitometer set to 1,000, and he's going to keep it wide open. Now he breaks the throttle on entry. You can see how hard the 18 is pushing of Peyton Holland as he is closed in. And now he looks outside the 46 as it's a John 4 special into 3 and 4, Alan.
Yeah, here he comes, Peyton Holland, once again, ripping the lip there on the top. Dalton McKinney on the inside. What a slider.
Yeah, McKinney's still on older tires. He last came in on 113. So he's hoping for a yellow flag to kind of change up this track position. But Peyton Holland able to move into second place. He's still almost 6 seconds behind your race leader with less than 40 laps to go. He was able to get into second place, and he was a touch quicker that last time by. All it takes is a little bit throughout the course of a run, and especially if that 16 starts to wear down his tires later on, Peyton Holland might be able to get there. But it's still 5.7 seconds between first and second place. And as a matter of fact, much quicker that time around for Tom Bourne in the race lead.
You know, if I'm Tom Bourne right now, you're the HMFIC of this race. You're in command. And when you hear from, your crew chief, your spotter, that all these cars are battling right now, that is just music to your ears, because look what it's doing in the interval department. It's up over now 6.3 seconds, or 2.6 at the line. So as these guys continue to fight, what happens? They're wearing out their tires. They're wearing out themselves physically. Everything you don't want to do to a race car and a driver, you're doing right now. Is Tom Bourne's out there in clean air. Best case scenario for this car, he's able to run the optimum line. It's almost widened out now to 7 seconds, Alan.
Yeah, definitely. As Tom Bourne is out to, we'll call it a 6-second lead. Real quick here, while we got a free moment here. Want to send our thoughts and prayers to the residents up in Charleston, Illinois. As Matt, if anybody knows Matt Mettler and myself, we are severe weather nuts. Like this, like our Christmas time right now. But want to send thoughts and just everybody up in Charleston, Illinois. They took a direct hit tonight from a massive, and I know Matt, you were tracking this thing all afternoon.
I'll tell you what, quickly, I'll shift gears. It has been a bad 14-day stretch for the Midwest. The same areas are getting absolutely pummeled again tonight, especially the state of Indiana overnight. South of Indianapolis, you guys need to pay attention. There are some nasty long track tornadoes in progress. And you're right, thoughts with everyone that's been impacted by severe weather. And then also, don't forget, there is a tropical system that has formed, and that's going to impact Louisiana. Could leave a lot of flooding rain there as well at the same time as we shift it back now to EOL. And Tom Bourne looking to go Born to be Wild on the competition. That'd be cool to play that song in the background if he punched his ticket here into victory lane and the championship, as he just manages right now that 6-second lead. And Liam, I mean, if you're Tom, right, you don't have to run the fastest laps. You don't have to put down qualifying laps. You can just go out there and manage this race. You can back off a little bit. You got 6 seconds really to work with. Everything right now points to the 16. If you're that driver, are you comfortable, or are you just scared to death that yellow flag is going to fly?
I think he's comfortable right now. If you take a look at his lap times, he's running on pace, if not a little bit quicker than what Peyton Holland behind him is running. He's increasing that gap. It's over 6 seconds now. At this stage in the game, the only thing that's going to, really harm him would be that yellow flag. And if it comes out, it comes out. There's nothing you can do. I mean, yeah, you can be nervous about it, but Tom Bourne knows what's gotten him to this point. He knows there's enough time where he could come in, take fresh tires, and drive right away with this thing again. He's just got to hope that things kind of remain status quo. But if not, you got to be versatile. Versatility makes champions.
I could not agree with you anymore myself with that statement. Versatility. It is often replicated, but never duplicated. Only the elites really have it in those clutch moments, and that's why when you think about, any form of racing, there's always, that Hall of Fame list of drivers that always seem to surface, if it's road, oval, formula, open wheel, NASCAR. Noah Jackson currently back into that 5th spot. I just wanted to see where he was in the mix, and he's out there running competitive lap times, but the biggest thing working against him right now is, that clock, the amount of time between him and the cars that he needs to pass. Ricky Gonzalez is going to be the next one in line, but there's a good amount of real estate between those two drivers. Gonzalez holds down 4th. Brock Whitehead currently in that final podium spot in that 3rd place position. In fact, he is nipping now on the heels of Peyton Holland. Remember, he really was getting after it early in that run. I was concerned he was putting too much hot sauce on those Dr. Feelgoods. And the 31 now has him in his sights, and the 18 has gone up to the high side. The 31 still able to rotate pretty well off the bottom, and he is there. But, Liam, how many times have we said catching them is one thing, passing them a completely different story?
A lot. I run out of fingers and toes. 27 laps left to go. That's the distance that Tom Bourne essentially has left here to win this championship. 27 laps, and he's going to win the season, the 2026 A season championship. There's going to be a B season championship season.
Yeah,
Don't look now.
Seeing where
go
that
ahead.
might be, but Matt, I don't know about you, but I might have to try to get myself on the racetrack for one.
I'm telling you, buddy, you need to. You're way overdue.
I did Western States Racing League a couple of weeks ago at Michigan, and I'll be honest, I was kind of nervous. A little bit of, we'll say, ring rust, because I don't race a lot anymore. But man, I get out there at Michigan in the trucks. It's my favorite track, my favorite combination, and it just stuck, man. I was able to get out there. It was a caution-free race. I was able to get out there and take the lead after a green flag pit stop. And then, I messed up a little bit on my second green flag pit stop, and the guy who won the race got out 5 seconds in front of me, and I just couldn't overcome it. I think I finished like 6th or 7th, but
I believe you did.
It
A
was
top
so
10?
much fun getting back out onto the racetrack. I mean, we love what we do up here calling these races, especially for an amazing league like the EOL Race Rap Guy Cup Series. But there is just nothing like this competition.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, heck of a job. Much better than my Gen 4 debut in DRL, as you often like to talk about. But you've been pretty nice to me the past couple times, so I
Matt,
appreciate
you're the only one who brings it up anymore.
I'm used to you bringing it up. I feel like I have to beat you to it.
I wasn't even thinking about that until you did.
Well,
I think Liam buried it deep down.
he really did. I mean, he used to, I mean, really get me on it pretty good for a long time, but he's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was a cheap shot. Anytime Matt would be like, "Oh man, my bad," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's not as bad as the time you did that." It was a fun little cheap shot for him, but
It was.
it is what it is. It's dude, that's
We laugh
probably
about
like
it now.
4 or 5 years ago at this point.
You know what? And that's why we're here right now, right? Because, I mean, at one point in time, we all used to spend a lot of time during the week up in the broadcast booth together. And what better way, to close this thing out for you guys than being back up here in the SRM booth with you guys one more time. We all spent a lot of time up in this booth. Liam, especially you and Alan, you guys have been absolutely beast mode. I can't believe it's almost over for you guys. We're not done yet, though. Look at this. Tom Bourne being a little bit aggressive there. He just wanted to get that pass made because he knows you get stuck behind somebody. Real estate, those gaps can change quickly. And Peyton Holland, ever so slightly, has started to chip away. He just lost a ton of time there. But last time by, Peyton Holland was a tick quicker. In fact, they're just about running the same lap times right now. A 33.59 to Tom Bourne. And Peyton slowed down that lap to make a liar out of me. A 32.98 is that lead now back to 6 seconds and growing for the 16 of Bourne, Allen.
Yeah, definitely. It's Brock Whitehead right all over Peyton Holland, giving Peyton Holland the business there. And there's the interval. Peyton Holland ripping the lip on the outside, 20 laps to go. I mean, look, if you're Peyton Holland or Brock Whitehead,
teammates
trying to catch, teammates too, but trying to catch Tom Bourne, the sands of the hourglass is starting to run out in a hurry.
Yeah, at this point, you're going to want a caution flag, but you can't be the caution flag. These two guys in second and third trying to race for a championship, but that championship is 6 seconds up the road in front of them, and time is definitely dwindling down here within the final 20 laps at Homestead, Miami. It's still side by side for second. Whitehead trying to take it on the inside. Peyton Holland gets the outside wall just a little bit. Kind of kills his run coming up off of the corner. Whitehead going to be able to send it back in down on the bottom.
I'll tell you what, this is a friendly fire slug match here for that runner-up spot. If it's me, if I'm on the spotter stand, I'm yelling at these guys, get in line, run single file. We can hash this out later, but hey, they want to have some fun running for second, then let these boys, they certainly deserve the right to. Peyton Holland staying committed to the top side of the racetrack. The 31 doing just that as they're going to dial up the pressure cooker down the backstretch again. And here comes Ricky Gonzalez into the mix because they're battling. That's allowing the 48 to close in on their parade. They're going to have to deal with that driver here in just a moment if they don't settle this out, guys.
Yeah, Matt, I tell you what, you say get in line, you can settle this out later. But I'm not sure they can. With the way that they're racing right now, they might need all 17 laps to settle this out. As Whitehead makes it back down to the inside, trying to take the pass from Peyton Holland. Take that second spot. He's going to slide up the racetrack a little bit. Oh, man, almost contact. 31 gets loose coming up off of the corner. And I tell you what, Matt, you might be onto something with that whole relax for a little bit. Let's make it to the end.
Relax.
Go ahead, Alan. Take it.
There is no relaxing here. These guys are going to battle it out. They're side by side. Goodyear to Goodyear. Here comes Ricky Gonzalez. I'm not relaxing until after 16 laps from now. Look, we got all off season to relax.
Look, as great as this looks for the broadcast, I hate this. We know one thing because we've seen it
clear.
barely cleared. I mean, he shoved it up there right in front of the 18, packed all that air on the nose of him, of that Ghost-sponsored Toyota TRD-powered machine, and Peyton literally was paper thin off the wall that time. Looked like Kyle Larson in real life. That was a fierce battle, and I got to imagine that really punished those tires a little bit is now the 48 of Gonzalez easily able to carry more speed through the corner and power down up off, and that's going to now put the 18 of Holland back to fourth. He desperately needs a caution to get some new shoes on that race car. The 31 able to continue on, but I'm not sold on the fact that we're not going to see another yellow before this is done and over with. This league has this magic way of throwing a caution late in these races to always make the championship just a thrilling juggernaut battle. Last year absolutely was, and I would love to see it happen again for not only us up here in the booth, but for everyone watching, all the dedicated viewers on SRM that's been committed to watching this series ever since the coverage shifted over here to you guys.
Well, I tell you what, there is one man who's going to strongly disagree with your sentiment right there, and that is your race leader, Tom Bourne. He's out to the tune of 6.2 seconds right now as they continue to race side by side for second place. Things definitely starting to heat up as this guy's working around Adam Stewart. Here comes Ricky Gonzalez trying to take away second place from Brock Whitehead, and he's got a good run. He's going to be able to get clear getting into turn number 3. Peyton Holland trying to come back on that 31. Takes the outside lane, getting into turns 3 and 4. 31 trying to get down to the inside of the 48. Peyton not quite able to get that run coming up off of turn number 4 that he wants, but the 31 tagged the wall.
And
Peyton
take
gets
this
back up to the outside.
Yeah, he tagged his teammate there. He gave him a little bit of a bump on corner entry, letting him know, hey, I'm not quite happy with you right now. All the 31 almost high fives. Gonzalez, they're still just about on top of each other. I'll tell you what, right now, this is, to your point, this is what Bourne does not want to see, is these guys racing like this in the Hornet's Nest in a late race yellow coming out. Oh, he's going to go 3 wide. Oh, my God, what an aggressive move.
My goodness,
Back to the
Peyton,
bumper.
he saw that hole. He stuck with it. He was not going to allow that 40 to take away his line. Peyton Holland trying to get back around Brock Whitehead just in case we get a caution in these final 10 laps. He wants to be as close to the race leader so he could take advantage of fresh tires. Meanwhile, out front, Tom Bourne has 6.7 seconds as this battle for second continues to be just an absolute slobber knocker. A fight fest here in turns 3 and 4 as Holland gets up into the wall once again, but he's going to have a good run coming up off of 4.
I've been waiting all night to say it, Liam. Right now, there's more action than a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Going to the wrong Waffle Houses, Alan.
Are you sure they're waffles?
I had a buddy try to order a pancake there once. It was funny because she was just like, yeah, okay. Then she gives him a waffle, and he's like, I wanted a pancake. The lady's just like, this is Waffle House sugar. She walks away. I'm like,
Ace.
you're a
Sugar.
boss. I like that.
Speaking of sugar, the 18 needs some fairy dust on the front of that Camry to fix the damage on the nose of that heated battle he had with his teammate there. He's got what I like to call pug face. You remember that when I used to say that word all the time. What does that mean? That means his splitter's pointing the wrong way up and his front face just pushed in. That's really going to make that car a little tight, especially through the center, as the situation keeps going in the wrong direction for the 18. However, Whitehead is in solid command, at least on the majority side of the championship. However, Tom Bourne, I believe, still an entry for Christopher Hubka, trying to come away with a championship for Hubka Motorsports and Chevrolet as the laps continue to wind down, boys.
6.4 is the gap between first and second. Gonzalez able to kind of gap himself away from Whitehead. Whitehead able to pull away from Peyton Holland. Noah Jackson sits about a second behind Peyton Holland. He's hoping that within the last 7 laps here, he could try to make one pass and not be last in the championship for it. 'Cause, I mean, I know it's cool to finish 4th in the championship, but when you're 4th of 4, that's a little bit dejecting, even if you finish 4th in the race.
You have a point there. I mean, I'm happy with fourth place, period. I mean, 4th in the points in this series, I don't know. I'd probably have a heart attack, and Lord knows what would happen if I ever got that lucky. But that's just because the competition, as you mentioned earlier, is just this good. I'll tell you what, these have to be the longest laps of Tom Bourne's iRacing career. As you often hear these drivers state near the end of these high-stake moments like this, it feels like eternity to log these laps and get this race into the books. This time by at the line, another lap comes off the counter. Lap 171 goes on the board. That margin continues to stay about the same or slightly grow in the favor of Tom Bourne. Ricky Gonzalez, a staggering 6.28 seconds behind, as Bourne has it on cruise control, Alan.
Yeah, definitely. Bourne is ridden off to the sunset, put the horse to the whip. See you next season. 5 laps to go. 5 phalanges in the air, coming to get 4 to go. Tom Bourne 4 laps away from getting that EOL championship.
Yes, sir.
What a drive all season long for Tom Bourne. You know, and just to do it here on, on championship night, to win the battle in the race, win the battle in the war, off turn number 3 and 4 to get 3 laps to go.
I apologize. Let me go out here, man.
3 laps to go as we shift back here to Peyton Holland, who continues to rip the lip here, and Noah Jackson right in front of him.
Was able to get around him.
Yeah, the 87 is coming there. You can tell he is running like a freight train out there on the racetrack. I mean, he got a piece of the fence there. The 87 clearly has some serious boogie under the hoodie right now in that Chevrolet. However, he's just not going to have enough time. As 2 laps to go, green flag comes down, popsicle sticks go up. Liam, bring us home, brother.
Tom Bourne, we talked with him just last week. He was the final entry into the playoffs here, the final 4. He's going to come up off of turn number 4 and see the flag that he has been waiting for the last 50 laps. White flag is in the air. We've got 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Crawford. Working through turns 1 and 2 for the final time. It is a 6.2 second gap for Tom Bourne. It's going to be 7.3 back to his closest championship competitor. The first half of the race did not exactly play out the way Tom wanted. He was chasing Noah Jackson for a good portion of that. But strategy plays out in his way. He comes up off of turn number 4. Tom Bourne is the 2026 Season 1 champion.
How about that drive for Mr. Bourne to be wild? He was clutch when he needed to be. And
I'm going to run out of fuel right at the line here.
And in the form of that Chevrolet out there. As he put a whooping on the competition here when he needed to. Congratulations, Tom Bourne. You deserve that championship, brother. And Alan, are you surprised, or did you know it all along? Did you know that 16 had the guts to go out there when it mattered and win that thing?
Congratulatory bump from Ricky Gonzalez. I kind of knew. I mean, he looked so strong in practice. I felt like it was his night. That's what the vibe felt like. But nonetheless, congratulations to Tom Bourne to be wild there out of Sky Motorsports, driving for Chris Hubka. Yeah, I mean, just overcoming the adversity of this season.
He burns it down now, gets the rest of the good out of those Dr. Feelgoods for the final time this EOL season. Little bit of drift mode action there. Shout out to the fans in the stands. You can tell he is loving life right now, and rightfully so. And how about the great sportsmanship there? You saw the 31 come up and give him a fist bump, congratulating him as well. Obviously, no one probably has a bigger pit in their stomach right now than just on the other side of this, Brock Whitehead, who's going to, I believe, slot himself into that second place position, and then Noah Jackson just outside of the top 3 and 4th. But Tom Bourne, man, he's going to go till he blows that motor, and why not let him? He's earned it.
Tom Bourne
I'm impressed.
is the champion of the first half of 2026. He does so in phenomenal fashion. He's able to come through after Richmond and get himself into the Final Four. He performs when the lights are brightest. I know I'm not a big fan of that phrase, but that's exactly what happened here tonight. Tom Bourne performed his best when he absolutely needed to. He's going to come away a champion, and we're going to talk with him in just a moment here.
The nighttime was the right time for Tom Bourne. And you're right, he absolutely is at his best game when it's nighttime at the racetrack. I couldn't agree with you more, buddy.
As we await the arrival of our champion, Tom Bourne. He should be in here in just a few moments. I mean, what a race that was. I mean, to win the battle and the war here all season long, and just the time it takes, to put a commitment like this together. I mean, Tom Bourne just gets it done.
Yeah, phenomenal drive there out of Tom.
He's in the waiting room, so.
All right. Time to bring in our champion, Tom Bourne. It's Liam, Allen, and Matt Metler up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dude, how are you feeling? You are a champion. You are the champion.
It's just an unreal feeling. I didn't really know if I was going to be able to get it. We had no practice before this and kind of went in blind. Qualifying was the first laps I put on the track all week long, and thankfully we were able to figure it out come race time.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like throughout the first half of the race, you were still kind of learning. Noah Jackson was the dominant driver in that first half. What changes did you make, whether it be driving style or pit strategy, to be competitive and eventually pass him?
Nothing much, honestly. I just tried to get off strategy with him. I knew we were going to have long green flag runs, and I felt like I felt like tires were going to make a difference, and ultimately they really didn't. But once I got clean air, I realized that the car was a rocket ship. I don't know what it was, so I just tried to save as much tire as I could while in clean air and maintain the lead, and it just worked out that way.
Yeah, you were able to drive away, definitely the fastest driver of the second half of that race. When you were running about that 6-second lead, were you pushing? Were you managing? What was kind of your mindset there with such a big lead there so close to the end?
Honestly, I wasn't I wasn't paying attention to the gap. I was focusing and watching the laps countdown, and making sure I had enough fuel for the end and burnouts and everything if it was to go that way. But yeah, I told Christian, I'm like, listen, let me know if it gets underneath 3 seconds, and then I can kind of go from there. But it just kept growing, and then it started to maintain around like 6 seconds. So I just tried to hit my marks as best I could and just kind of keep it there.
Well, Tom, you threw together a phenomenal race, and you get the job done here with, of course, that Greg Biffle font. We know you're you've always been a big Biffle fan, What does it mean to you to be able to bring it home, representing that number, and who else helps you get it done on that number 16 Milwaukee Tools Chevrolet?
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to win this with the Bill Fafon. Like, yeah, he was my favorite driver for a while, and he still is, even though he doesn't race anymore. And it means a lot having that font on the car and just running week in and week out. First off, Hubka for putting on the league. I know he's had his struggles and whatnot with the league and in his personal life. So, the fact that he puts it on week in and week out is it allows us to race. It's a great feeling for that. Ruse Kleinsma Racing. There we go. Bringing me on this season. And probably bringing me back next season. Glad I can get the championship for them. Milwaukee Tools, Ghost Energy, every other sponsor that is on the team, the car. You guys putting on a great broadcast week in and week out. I see Matt's up here. Hopefully we see you back on track next season. Sydney, Kira, Melissa, our anniversary is tomorrow, so this is a little pre-anniversary present, hopefully, everybody watching. So shout out to them, and shout out to you guys, and shout out to everybody else, and hopefully we can repeat next year.
Awesome stuff, Tom. Congratulations. And before we let you go, is there any final words you want to say as the freshly crowned champion?
This doesn't feel real. We didn't have the best luck all season. We didn't have the best cars all season. There were definitely ups and downs. Literally 2 races ago, at Darlington, you can ask Christian. I was screaming and cursing, saying, I don't care, I'm done. Like, this is nonsense, in lack of better terms. And we were able to turn it around and never gave up, and just it's an unreal feeling to now have another championship here, and hopefully we can keep going for go for another one next season. And I look forward to racing against all these guys next season as well. And shout out to Brock, Peyton, Noah. They really put up a fight all season, and I'm ready to do it again next season.
Well, awesome stuff, Tom. Congratulations. Celebrate with your family, with your team, anybody you need to, man. That was awesome stuff. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll go ahead and bring in second place Ricky Gonzalez.
Yes.
Well, Ricky, you come home in second. You had one of the fastest cars here at the end. Walk us through your race here.
Yeah, we kind of are up and down. We did a strategy call. We took tires, or we didn't take tires one stop. We just took gas only. Figured we try to save a set. And kind of just play the strategy game there, try to get in front of those guys. And then we got ran over by Davies. It was no harm, no foul. Like he probably thought I was on tires. I mean, it is what it is. And then we got destroyed, and then kind of lost my cool, which rarely happens. And kind of took my frustration out on RC. So I apologize to him. I'll probably send him a message here in a little bit, just saying apologies. Yeah, that rarely happens. Yeah, that rarely happens. Like, it never happens. So I usually just keep quiet. I don't really say anything. Like, if the penalty comes my way, it comes my way. But yeah, I was pretty hot. I think it's just because my teammate got called for an accident, and then it kind of just boiled over from there. And I took my frustration out on him, so apologies to him. But yeah, towards the end of the race, we kind of set into a groove, started backing up our corners a little bit more. I saw that we were just burning the right front up on that first run, and backed it up, and then be able to come P2 and get some momentum with these guys and hang with those championship 4 guys. Feel like we had some speed in the car tonight. I don't know if Tom was just kind of doing his own thing with a 6-second lead. I kind of would have done the same thing, but we were catching him there at the end. Don't know if we would have had anything for him. He was fantastic all night after the first run, and congrats to him on the championship and winning the race. But yeah, we'll go into the off season. We'll do some testing and see what these guys got planned for next year.
All right, and that was the voice of Ricky Gonzalez. Last but certainly not least, up into the broadcast booth.
Oh no, Alan, we're not done. I was telling you take over the interview. Sorry, Alan. I know you got more questions for Ricky, especially given that early spin that didn't get the caution.
Oh yeah, the early spin. What was So the early spin there. What driving skill did that took to save that car? What was going through your mind as you seen that car coming back around on you?
Just trying to not to overcorrect it. These cars are very finicky. I'm not a dirt racer, but the limited dirt experience I have, I guess, just pedaling it, riding the brake too, the same time, and just trying to keep the car in one direction. Right? You want to try to not hit that inside barrier, but also you don't want to overcorrect it. I saw somebody overcorrect it and just shot straight up into the outside wall. I don't remember who that was, but that's what was going through my mind is like, don't overcorrect this. Just back it down, hold the brake. Wherever God takes me, Jesus take the wheel. So yeah, that was kind of just going through my head, just trying to save the car and just maintain. What was cool, man, is we only had 25 seconds of damage. I was actually surprised on that. So to able to battle back with a damaged race car and come P2, like, man, what could have happened with a clean car?
Well, hey, nonetheless, before we get you out of here though, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done on that number 48 ride?
Yeah, I just want to thank Hubka. Again, apologies to RC for losing my cool. That rarely happens. That's on me. So I apologize for that. Hubka for putting this thing on. He does a great job running this league. I want to give him some props on doing that. All the teammates back at TTR. Zach for sticking with me as he was in voice chat with me the whole time, even though he was running not so strong. But yeah, thanks to the guys back at the shop for bringing us fast race cars week in and week out. Legacy Power, that's the sponsor on the car and bike industry going residential solar. Hit up legacypower.com. And last but not least, like to thank my girlfriend who's in the other room for letting me do this. Vanessa, love you. And thanks for letting me hang out with the boys and you guys in the broadcast booth. Appreciate what y'all do.
Well, awesome job, and celebrate that podium, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Apologies for that confusion there. I got a text from the production truck and didn't make much sense, so it got confusing. But now we're going to go ahead and bring in Brock Whitehead. Matt Metler, I believe you've got him.
Brock Whitehead, Matt, and the rest of the old school SRM crew. Well, myself old school, but the rest of the current SRM crew up in the booth. You got Liam Irving and then the Allen experience. Buddy, you gave it everything you had tonight. I jumped in the BC really quickly before I came up here in the booth, and I basically fist bumped you. I know you're probably dejected right now, but man, you've had a heck of a season. What was it like? Walk me through the last moments of that race. Did you think if there was a caution, you had anything for Tom, or, did the best car win tonight in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, Tom was super quick. I was just telling him, I mean, usually he's the one to burn up the tires after 10 laps, but yeah, he definitely was one of the fastest cars tonight after the first little green flag stint that we had there. But yeah, I was trying and couldn't get around Peyton and was just losing time. I mean, it was killing the both of us. I was gaining about a 10th or 2 a lap there until I got side by side with Peyton. And then, yeah, just driving it hard, it burned up the right front a little more than I wanted it to. And then that allowed Ricky to get up to us. Got some lap traffic that squeezed me down on the bottom and just got me out of rhythm. And, it was just over from there. I mean, yeah, I think Tom, was the best car tonight. It looked like Noah there early on, and then it just kind of fell off for him. And yeah, I think Tom deserves it.
Hey, well said, Brock. I agree with everything you just said there. And, I quickly think back to, man, time travels by quickly. almost 2 years ago where you had a late return to the league, and we were on the same team there briefly, and you were worried you couldn't even crack the top 15. And remember what I said to you, man, you're Brock Whitehead. You're going to have this back to form in no time. And I know part of that in your, in your mental state was getting your number 31 back. And I had no problem giving that back to you. But this, your first full season back in competition, I think when you think back on it after a day or two, you're going to be very proud of what you accomplished. I'm certainly proud of you. Every time, you've had it, you're back against the wall. You've found a way to adapt and overcome in this league. And I think you had a heck of an effort all year long. And you know what? These races sometimes come down to just a couple little different things, one going in one driver's favor and one in another. But certainly hang your head high on what you're able to accomplish. You definitely did your brother proud, leading the charge over there as he went on to bigger and better things in the league, not out on the racetrack so much. And you being the Whitehead to carry the torch, I think everyone, including myself, is very proud of what you've done this season. Before I cut you loose, man, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on the 31? The floor is yours.
Yeah, just everybody at Whitehead Racing. Trey, Peyton, Davies, Chris spots for all of us, my dad. Chris kind of keeps our head up throughout the race. He wasn't in there tonight. It was just me and Trey and a chat by ourselves, just so we could try to focus a little more. Especially a big thanks to Trey for helping me practice, because I never practice. If you know me, Matt, I don't think I've ever practiced besides the 1 hour that we get before the race every weekend. So maybe I still stick to that, and maybe it's a different outcome. But yeah, just all y'all for broadcasting. Liam, Allen, I don't know the plans for next year at all. I mean, I have no clue. To race control, he's put up with a lot of comments and concerns and everything else this season. Hubka for sticking it out. I mean, he got on a race tonight and he just, lost his dad a couple weeks ago. So certainly amazing to him for still keeping the league together. I mean, I can't imagine losing my dad and still racing. But huge thanks to him and all the admins, and we'll be back next year, and hopefully we can get one position better. Championship-wise, out of the 4, one position would only be second. But yeah, just a little bit faster next season, and we'll go from there.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, from Whitehead Racing. That is the voice of none other than the 31 of Little Jackass. And I had to say that because that's what his dad... And I'll never forget that. That's my word for him. But Brock will tell you, that's always my name on the radio. Hey, Little Jackass. And that's nothing but respect for that kid right there. He is a phenomenal talent behind the wheel, and he's done a heck of a job this season. Comes up just a little bit short, but as you heard, he'll be back reloaded, recharged, ready to go when the second half of this season kicks off here, I believe in about a month or so. Brock, great talking to you, man. Heck of a job, and I know we'll be speaking again really soon.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's going to about do it for us here. Time to go through the results of the race. Tom Bourne gets the job done. He led the most laps, too, at 99. A 6-second win over Ricky Gonzalez. Brock Whitehead comes home third on the standings, second in the points. Peyton Holland in fourth, Noah Jackson in fifth to round out your top 4 competitors in the points. Then Jeff Kleinsma, Christian Rose, Dalton McKenney, Chris Hubka comes home with a top 10 in his return after a few-week hiatus. And Ryan White rounds out your top 10 as well. Charles Whitehead, Matt Davies, Bill Hagan, Zach Woods, Adam Stewart, Brandon Cooper, Greg Wood Jr., Patrick McQuaid, Caleb Collins, and Johnny Williams round out the field here today. In a 175-lap race, we went for about 260 miles. Thinking we got to do 177 for these 265s. 5 different lead changes under green flag conditions. Only 3 cautions for 9 laps. Hard charger of the race was Ricky Gonzalez, up 13 to finish second. We talked about Tom Bourne, most laps led. Fastest lap of the race was Noah Jackson with a 32.897 Fastest lap in qualifying gave Noah Jackson the pole as well. He's going to come home fourth in the standings as Holland was able to get back around him.
Pretty much wrap things up here from the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway, which is almost basically in my backyard here in southern Florida. And gentlemen, just like that, this half of the EOL season is over. And I got to tell you guys, since you guys have come on board, I believe just a couple races into the season, you've done a terrific job. Every time I have checked in on the broadcast, I obviously have interest in this league. I sponsor the league. I've sponsored cars in this league, and EOL always holds a special place to me. And got to thank Chris Hubka for all the work that he's done. And, it's tough losing a family member. I've been through it a couple times, and to the people listening that don't know, I operate a race team, and that sucks all the life out of me. I can't imagine what it's like to run a league at this level and the dedication and the time that it takes. I don't think a lot of people understand how much he sacrifices to do that for all of us week in and week out. So got to say thank you to him and wish him the best. And hopefully we see him back in the race car when the other half comes around. And gentlemen, got to thank you guys. We had some awesome times in the booth together. It was great to come back up here with you boys once again as you guys continue to go on and evolve, whatever that may be. But just so you guys know, wherever you may go, we're going to continue to do this when we can together. One thing about iRacing is the friendships that you create in the relationships, and those remain forever. But I'll always be grateful for the time I've had in the booth with you guys under the SRM nameplate, and also cannot forget Mr. Tony Trapasso as well. And as he closed these things out, he always said, as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor, don't play in traffic, and we'll see you next time right here on SRM. Good night, everybody.